According to the General Social Survey, approximately 20% of men admit to cheating on their spouses due to sexual dissatisfaction, emotional disconnection, and opportunity. Men typically attribute their infidelity to sexual motivations, while women often cite emotional reasons. Alarmingly, 34% of female murder victims are killed by their intimate partners, compared to only 6% of men being killed by their female partners. Most of these women are killed by individuals they know, often their husbands or partners. In 2021 alone, nearly 1,800 women were murdered by men, highlighting the deadly consequences of intimate partner violence. The murder rate for black women by men is 2.34 per 100,000, which is more than double the rate for white women at 0.99 per 100,000. In the quiet corridors of a St. Louis elementary school, a sinister plot was brewing, far removed from the innocent laughter of children. The respected principal, once a beacon of the community, harbored a dark secret. Desperate to erase the consequences of his illicit affair, he orchestrated the unthinkable, the murder of his pregnant third-grade teacher girlfriend. This is the chilling story of betrayal, deception, and a murder for hire that shattered a community and exposed the horrifying depths of one man's desperation. Joselyn Peters was a well-respected third-grade teacher at Horace Mann Elementary School in St. Louis. Peters was 7 months pregnant with her first child at the time of her death. Her pregnancy was the result of a relationship with Cornelius Green, who was then the principal of Carr Lane Visual and Performing Arts Middle School. He was a married man who was cheating on his wife with Joselyn Peters while also seeing other women. Cornelius led a double life, engaging in multiple romantic relationships simultaneously. Despite his outward appearance as a devoted family man and respected educator, Green harbored a darker side that would eventually lead to his downfall. Cornelius's decision to murder Joselyn Peters stemmed from a complex web of deceit and desperation. Joselyn was unaware of Green's secret marriage and other relationships. She believed she was his only partner. This would be Joselyn's third pregnancy, with her having a miscarriage during her first pregnancy, and Cornelius demanding her to abort her second child during her second pregnancy. But when she found out she was pregnant the third time, she refused to get rid of it, which made Cornelius furious because he did not want his wife to find out about the child. Green's initial attempts to resolve his predicament were sinister. According to court documents, Green researched methods to secretly poison Joselyn and her unborn child, including crushing pills and mixing them into her oatmeal and yogurt. When these attempts failed, he resorted to a more drastic and irreversible solution. Cornelius contacted an old longtime friend, Philip Cutler, a 46-year-old resident of Muskogee, Oklahoma. Cutler's involvement in the murder plot was crucial. Green contacted Cutler and offered him $2,500 to carry out the murder. To finance the hit, Principal Cornelius stole $2,500 from a fundraiser organized by the dance team at his school. Green used the address of Carr Lane Middle School to send Cutler a UPS package on March 7, 2016, containing $2,500 in cash. Once Cutler received the payment on March 8, 2016, he agreed to kill Joselyn and the unborn child. 2 weeks later, Cutler took a Greyhound bus from Oklahoma to St. Louis on March 21, 2016, and stayed at Cornelius's home with his sister for a few nights to ensure the murder would go as planned. Cornelius meticulously planned his alibi by arranging a last-minute train trip to Chicago so he would not be in town when the murder happened. On March 22nd, Cutler drove and dropped off Cornelius at the train station, and before he left, Cornelius provided Cutler with keys to both his car and Joselyn's apartment, ensuring that Cutler could carry out the murder without arousing suspicion. On the morning of March 24, 2016, Cutler drove Cornelius's car to Joselyn's apartment in the 4200 block of West Pine in St. Louis, let himself in using the keys Cornelius provided. He walked into her room and shot her point blank in the eye with a .380 pistol with a potato on the front of the gun as a silencer. Joselyn instantly died on her bed as she was creating baby shower invitations for her upcoming baby shower. The brutality of the act was compounded by the fact that Joselyn had unwittingly purchased potatoes weeks before at the request of Cornelius, not knowing that this very item would be used in her murder. Cutler then called Cornelius to confirm the murder had been carried out. Cutler then went to North Riverfront Park in St. Louis to dispose of evidence. Cornelius, maintaining his alibi, then called Joselyn's mother to go to her apartment and check up on her because she was not answering her phone. But her mother was not answering, so he took a train back to St. Louis. Upon arriving back in St. Louis, Green retrieved his car from Cutler and went directly to Peters' apartment and called 911 to report her death. When officers arrived, he repeatedly made false statements to law enforcement and his stories did not add up. He was taken to the police station and attempting to evade responsibility for his ordering of the murders and pretending he had no knowledge of the circumstances leading to the deaths. Cutler was later detained for questioning that same night after attempting to retrieve Cornelius's Kia Optima from the crime scene. Police found surveillance video of Cornelius's car in the parking lot of Joselyn's apartment at around 3 a.m. leading up to the killing, and he failed to explain how it got there. On March 24th, cell phone records show that Cutler was in that area at that time. In the interrogation, when Cutler was told he was being detained, Cutler ate 2 pieces of paper from a handheld notebook in his pocket in an attempt to commit suicide, but failed. Both men were booked in jail for her murder, and their bond was set at $3 million. In February 2024, Cornelius Green pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit murder for hire, and he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms in prison in June 2024. Philip Cutler was found guilty of the same charge and is scheduled to be sentenced on July 18, 2024. In conclusion, the murder of Joselyn Peters is a tragic example of how deception and desperation can lead to devastating consequences. Cornelius Green's willingness to go to extreme lengths to protect his double life and Philip Cutler's involvement in executing the murder resulted in a catastrophic end for Peters and her unborn child. This case serves as a sobering reminder of the potential for hidden darkness behind seemingly respectable facades and the importance of justice in addressing such egregious crimes. The detailed examination of this case not only underscores the meticulous and premeditated nature of the crime, but also highlights the profound impact on the victim's family and the community. The justice system's response, with life sentences for both Green and Cutler, aims to ensure that such acts of calculated violence do not go unpunished.